Hello everyone. On today's topic, we are going to see the procedure for final random inspection or else pre-shipment inspection. What is inspection? So it is an activity such as measuring, examining, testing or gauging one or more characteristics of a product or service and comparing the result with specified requirements in order to establish whether the conformity is achieved for that characteristics or not. So that is an example of inspection definition. Let's see about what is final random inspection or pre-shipment inspection. So benefits of FRI: to know the percentage of defects present in the shipment, reduce the import risk, minimize customer complaints from the market, protect brand image and reputation, avoid costly reworks and delays, secure business. These are all the benefits of FRI. Purpose of inspection: so from verification of randomly selected items to ensure entire lot match with client technical specification and approved sample, meets defined standards, free from excessive defects, have the proper labels and packing for the shipment. Requirements to conduct final random inspection: the inspection should be carried out in the inspection cabin on a flat table with at least twin tube light above 4 feet from the inspection table. In case inspection cabin is not available, then inspector can conduct in the finishing area with flat table and with twin tube lights above the table. So they need to ensure that there is no direct sunlight on inspection table either by the window or the door. These are all the basic requirements for conducting the inspection. These are the sections what we are going to cover in final random inspection, that is quantity check, product description check, workmanship for selected sample size, measurement for selected sample size based on the client requirement, labeling and inner packing check, packing and packaging methods, and on-site test. Quantity check: in quantity check, inspector will inspect the product quantity against the PO copy and packing list, whichever provided by the supplier or factory. It helps to know the actual status of the production completion, and it helps to know how much shortage or excess quantity in actual production. It helps to avoid last minute business surprises on correct ratio of sizes and SKU. Why quantity verification is important? So we have few examples. Issue which is related to the shipment, received quantities, that is with short or excess quantity, wrong style or size mix-up cartons, damaged cartons, bales, pallets or rolls, overfilled or underfilled cartons in the packing, wet or moist cartons or packing due to external atmosphere, missing, wrong, damaged cartons or packing markings, misleading information by the factory to show the quantity criteria meets the requirements. What we are going to verify in quantity verification? So we verify ability of purchased order quantity and the conformity against the supplier or factory provided packing list. Any excess or shortage quantity offered by the supplier or factory beyond the client requirement and the tolerance allowed for that particular shipment. All SKUs ordered by the client available for shipment. Any mixing up of other POs or style quantity in that shipment. All offered cartons, bales, pallets are in good condition. They are filled properly, not wet or in dampness condition. No stains or dirty in the product as well as packing. Cartons are packaged, labeled, marked as per the client specification, number of cartons or packages to be pulled for sampling for inspection. Next is product description check. So in product description check, we are going to ensure that product with wrong material or constructions. So it should match as per the client specification and the requirement, and shape should be matched with specifications. Color variation within lot or shade within piece or shade. Sewing thread color and its construction has to be matched. Missing or wrong items and accessories. Accessories placement. Then appearance, finish and hand feel. So from this photo, you can ensure that first top right photo indicates the specification from the client. So in front side, there will be two zipper and back side embroidery with black color. But in actual bulk, it is found with only one zipper in the thigh, and in back side, same tone to the background thread was used against the requirement of black color. So to identify these things, we are checking the product description to highlight to the customers. So in this, we are comparing the sample against the client provided approved sample. Means whatever the sample size we are selected for inspection, we will compare against the approved sample or reference sample in the factory and against the CAD artworks to ensure the material and hand feel, style design, composition, color and pattern. So for constructions, if, for example, it is a garment, need to check what type of weave, what type of stitches they used for attaching for the panels. Then in style, we have to check the design, appearance as per the client requirement and tech pack. Color, we have to check for color shading, discoloration, color transfer, and any surface texture or finish within a product against the sample. Material, fabric, and accessories composition, conformity, that is print quality, secured for embroidery stitches, and all specifications same as per the approved sample and the tech pack. Hand feel, check and feels the fabric and other material have the same hand feel as the approved sample or reference swatches. Next is workmanship check. So inspector will verify the appearance and functional properties of the product. Product defects are noted individually according to the its type and severity. So that is critical, major and minor. It helps to figure out the quality level of the product. Acceptance and reject criteria defined by buyer's AQL standard. So based on this, we will ensure whether that particular workmanship for that quantity is pass or fail. So during workmanship check, so we have to check in both inner and outer surface of the product, okay, against the manufacturing attributes such as seams, stitches, threads, embroidery, printing or pressing. Same procedure is performed on attachments and the accessories to the primary product. Overall look of the product like color, shapes, symmetry and hand feel has to be checked for all selected sample size. Defect classification. So as already discussed, so defect was classified based on the severity. So defect, what is defect is non-fulfillment of an intended usage requirement. So that is the definition of defect. So we have critical, major and minor defect. Critical defect, which is hazardous or unsafe condition for an individual using that product. So those defects are comes under critical. Major defect is result in reduce the usability and sellability of the product and its intended to use it, which can be easily detected by the consumer. So those kind of defects are major defects. Minor defect is likely to result in reduce the sellability of the product and not affecting the intended use of the product. So those types of defects are called minor defects. Let's see the examples for critical, major, and minor. So before that, we have to know what are the categories of defects. So defects may be from fabric, accessories, stitches and seam related defects, assembly related defects, dyeing and washing related defects, pressing related defects, and fitting related issues, printing, labeling, and packing defects. So based on this, we will derive the defect severity and its zone, so where defects actually present on the garment. So a zone is the easily visible to the opposite person, whoever is seeing. So zone A and zone B is compared to zone A, zone B is less visual area for the observer. Same you can see for bottom. Zone A and zone B classifications are there. Okay, zone C, which indicates inseam for both front and back panel. So in bottom, zone A, where indicates up to thigh, zone B is below the knee. In backside, zone A up to seat, and below seat is zone B. Grading check. So it is one of the important checkpoint to ensure if the products are in sets, then we have to check the grading as per the client requirement. So need to observe in all the ways like length and width direction that grading has done properly or not in a set packing. Critical defects, broken needle part, blood stain, any sharp points, abnormal or irritating smell or odor, wet or dampness in the product, insects. So these are all the few examples for critical defects. So apart from this, for few countries like US and Canada, so law label or country of origin is missing, or RN number, that is registration number for that particular factory, manufactured factories or whoever it imported, it is missed, then these are all comes under some critical defects based on their country laws. Major defects, so like open seam, holes, broken stitches, consecutive skip stitches, netting defect, incorrect SPI, so fabric tear or torn. So these are the few examples for major defect which affects the sellability. So whoever that consumer noticed this, they will not buy it easily. So minor defects, so like small stains or spots, untrimmed threads, raw edges, single skip stitch at lock stitch, single skip at lock stitch, slight split, oil spots, then loose threads at the garments. So these are all the few minor defects. Next is measurement, which is important uh, section in final random inspection. So during measurement, we are going to cover the product size, product weight, product volume, and other specifications. So whenever we are measuring, we have to ensure if tolerance is provided, we have to highlight it clearly. So if it is within tolerance, we have to keep as it is. If it is minor deviation based on their requirement, then we have to highlight it by yellow. And if it is major deviation, then we have to highlight it by red with supporting images. So we have to provide the supporting images for every point of measurement for major deviation. So during measurement check, what we are going to eliminate is size jump, wrong size product, more measurement deviation beyond the tolerance. So not meeting actual size requirements, customer complaints on size fitting. So size jump is nothing but the garment labeled as S but actual measurement is M or L. A wrong size product is, so maybe product with L size but labeled marked as against the size label and hang tag, it is mismatched. So size tag says L but product label says M. So these are all wrong size products. So next is labeling and inner packing. So labeling is a main communicator between the buyer and the product. So in a garment, label contains various types of informations such as buyer name, that is brand name, and manufacturing country, types of fabric, and what type of composition they used, what type of yarn they used for manufacturing, and what is the garment size, and special instruction related to the care label, care instructions. These are all the main labeling. So mandatory labels on product. So based on brand label, care label, size label, and price label, composition label. So these are all main mandatory labels on product. Apart from this, additional labels such as special labels related to product disclaimers, flag labels, that is nothing but brand logo on sleeve or bottom hem, hang tags, supporting hang tags for brand or any style, and barcodes if required. So these are the additional labels on the products. So advantage of having this label is provide identification, and it will provide description, exact description about the product, and makes the product comparison easy whenever it is required, helps in marketing, makes product grading easy, protect customers from getting cheated, and provide as per law requirement. So labeling and inner packing. So already informed, main label, content label, country of origin, size label, hang tag verifications, hang tag barcode verifications, inner box and polybags requirement, color box and warning text on inner polybag, polybag sealing method. So everything is covered under labeling and inner packing section, including where it is placement. So label placements and what are the label dimensions, whether it is printed, woven, whether it is fused or stitched for attaching the labels, everything we will cover under the labeling and inner packing section. So why it is important to check to eliminate the wrong label on the product, wrong hang tag or size tag, wrong barcode on hang tags. It may create issue in client inventory check and management in warehouse or stores during their stock verification, in-house stock verification. Wrong wash care instructions or wrong PO number or wrong country of origin mentioned will create their uh, issues for client as per their government standard or law standard. So language and letter font not as per client specific requirement, and any inner packaging damages. So we can eliminate these things in labeling and inner packing check. Next is packing and packaging methods. So during this, we are going to cover the shipping marks. So on front side, main side, or sides, what are all their client requirement, carton gross weight and dimension based on country standard or client standard, carton quality and carton diamond conditions. So these are all the few aspects covers under packing and packaging method. Okay. So during packing and packaging requirements, we can eliminate inside product got damaged. Those we can check. wrong PO or style barcode on carton, which will create problem in warehouse for stock keeping, missing or damaged shipping mark, over or under filled cartons or weight and dimensions. Next is wet or dampness in carton or packages. Whole shipment cartons packages not fit in that specific container based on the dimension that we can check in terms of its CBM. So next section is on-site test. So normally few on-site tests we will cover for each uh, final random inspection based on its product category. So in this mandatory or carton drop test, stitches per inch, smell test, carton assortment check, barcode scanning test, hand wrapping test for the product, metal detection test, manual seam strength, and symmetric test, that is for pairs or sets. We'll discuss in detail about carton drop test. So purpose of this test is to ensure the durability and strength of the cartons. So during transit or transportation, it should withstand its strength till reaching their destination. So what are the potential risk if the carton does not have proper strength? It may get damaged or uh, easily disordered during handling in the transit. Okay, and it will get deformed easily. So that's why we are checking carton drop test. So procedure perform carton drop test is randomly we have to select 3 cartons from their offered cartons, and whatever we are checking, so based on the carton weight we have to select the height, and we have to drop the carton 10 times at 10 different locations. So that is one corner, 6 faces, and 3 edges. So you can see in the image from 1 to 10. So during the carton drop test, we can evaluate the condition of carton, okay, whether it got damaged or not, then damage to inner and retail boxes, deformation, scratches, dents, or other damage to the product, whatever packed inside, then its functionality. So after performing drop test, whether the functional product is working properly or not. Next is SPI, so which is nothing but stitches per inches. So importance is to check the seam strength, stitch appearance, and its elasticity on stretch fabrics. So procedure, whoever, whoever is performing, they have to make sure that piece flat on the table. Then they have to use calibrated tape to count the number of stitches in 1 inch. So measure the SPI more than 2 or 3 places and make an average, then mention in report. Next is smell test or odor test. So possible issues on smell test is if product with smell causes health issues to the consumer whenever they used, and it will affect the sales and leads to customer complaints. These are the probable issues. So to avoid this, we have to check during the workmanship audit at the time in final random inspection. So hold the piece near to the nose and smell it. Okay. If you found any abnormal or irritative smell, so mention in the report along with its what type of smell or irritations you are getting during smell test. So next is assortment check. So in assortment check, what are the possible issues we will get is quantity mismatching against the carton marking or packing list. So wrong style may get mixed up, same as well as for colors. So if quantity having more colors, so there are chances of mixing up with each other. Wrong sizes can be mixed. then incorrect ratio, and incorrect packing method. So these are all the possible issues in packing. So that's why we are performing carton assortment check. So procedure to perform carton assortment is to verify the carton number and number of pieces along with size cartons packed in the carton. During assortment check, QE have to verify the quantity in carton against the packing list. QE shall verify the quantity as per the carton style, color, size, whatever mentioned on the shipping mark. Other than carton packing, if client have any specified or any other special packing, then QE need to check the uh, assortment as per their particular packing method. So barcode scan test. So purpose of the test is to check and verify the readability and scannability of the printed informations on the barcodes and hang tags, shipping marks on polybag and polybags. So possible issues is that not scanning of barcodes or wrongly reading that numbers or whatever that informations and mismatching the informations as per printed info. So these are all the possibilities in barcode scanning. Next is hand rubbing test. This test method is designed to determine the amount of color transferred to the colored textile material to the surface by hand rubbing. So wherever it is applicable textile material, we have to perform the carton drop test rubbing test using white cloth. So we'll discuss about its procedure. So we have to spread the piece flat on the table without crease or wrinkles. Take white cloth and wrap along the index finger. Okay, as shown in this image. So then keep approx 10 centimeter distance and slightly stretch the piece when uh, marked hand so that the surface will be flat. Apply slight force with index finger on marked distance, starting rubbing and wrapped cloth in to and fro direction. So we have to perform 10 cycles. So to and fro indicates one cycle. So we have to perform 10 cycles with the time gap of 1 second approx per cycle. So after that, performing 10 cycles, we have to check on the fabric whether is color any color transferred to that white cloth, so that based on the staining we have to inform whether it is slightly moderately high or no color transferred from the textile material. So we have to ensure the result based on the staining. Next is metal detection test. So main purpose of this test is to check the product are safe to use, no any sharp edges or broken needle part, knife or scissors that must not accidentally be left in the product when sewing or under packing. So for sampling, whether it is infant, kids wear or ladies and men's underwear or swimwear, we have to select all inspected sample size. For other product category, we can perform on S4 level of offered quantity. So manual seam strength check. So this method is designed to determine whether the fabric of seam getting ruptured by any kind of slippage in normal use. So during workmanship, QE can apply normal force perpendicular to the sewn seam to ensure the seam strength as shown in the image. So for evaluation, failure of seam assembly can either by breakage of sewing threads, tearing of the fabric at seam, excessive yarn slippage adjacent to the stitches, and combination of all the above. If you found any of these things, then we can mention seam strength check as not confirmed for inspected sample size. So that's it about procedure for performing FRI inspection. Thank you.